Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm going to work on two ratchets. Both of them Craftsman, and there's the model number. C. Charles Mary Tom 81748. And then this is a Craftsman V series, older one, 43784. I think this dates like 1960s, early 70s. And you can see the difference. Look at the head difference. This is Chinese made because of course it doesn't say made in China. It doesn't say anything, so obviously it's made in China. Still not bad quality. I like to feel the handle because it's smooth. This one, I've always liked the old style. I like them a little longer though. I like the 9-inch. But I got $1.20 in these a piece. So, but they're stiff. And this one's really, it takes some doing to turn it. So let's clean them. Let's take them apart, clean them, polish them up a little bit, tune them up. Let's tune them up and get them working. Well, maybe not that one. See if this one will grab it. Come on, get out of there. There we go. A lot of dirt in that one for sure. See if I can get this. Well, and there's a lot of crud on this one. Usually, I think the dirt's holding it in. I don't know if I can, maybe I need more strength. Something to get a little more leverage. Nope. I think what I need to do is compress this clip and then take a small flat tip screwdriver and try to pry this off. I may have to put it in a vise, another hand to hold it. Yep. If I can get this cover plate up. Alright, let me put it in a vise. I can't get that cover plate off. I'll be right back. I just got it lifted up a little bit. And I had to use both hands. I think it's the dirt and trash that's in it that's making it difficult. There's a little WD here. There we go. Yeah, just dirty and rusty. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Broken piece of metal. Broken piece of metal. Now, where is that broken piece of metal from? Let's focus on this one first before we go any further. Is that metal or is that trash? It's magnetic because the tip of my screwdriver. Okay. Let's see, let's get this off. I don't know if I have spare parts for this one or not. I've got some older, or I got some parts from older ratchets. I just don't know if it's this brand or not, or this type. Boy, why is everything fighting me today? Everything wants to be hard today. Even my computer was fighting me today. I want to see what that piece of metal is. It might be off of this pawl, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm trying to get here to raise this up to get underneath it. I can feel the grit and the dirt. Yeah, man. There's another piece of metal, I think. That's what it looks like, piece of metal. And there's another flake of metal, yep. All right, where are you from? There's a ball bearing right down in there. Underneath that paw, there's a ball bearing. So what I'm gonna do is slowly lift this out, and the ball bearing will shoot out in there, like that. Now, get that spring out of there and that ball bearing. Clean the magnet off here. Put it on my magnet so I don't lose it. Now let's see, where are we broke? Hang on, I'm wiping this off so I can get a good look. See, that doesn't look broke right there. I'm gonna go ahead and look under the magnifying glass and double check it, but from what I can see in the camera, I need a bigger monitor, but it doesn't look broke. Let's see what we got here. Aha, there we go, look at that. Look how busted that is. Man. 1, 2, 3 for sure. That one missing, most of that one's missing, and yeah, pretty much most of that one's missing. All right, hang on before going any further. Let me see if I got a spare part. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know the world has gone nuts when rebuild kits for this Craftsman 43784 starts at $28. The kit, $28 to $43. The guys on eBay got to be nuts. I don't know why they're selling them that high. There's no way. I can buy these all day long at the flea market, 10 bucks and under. So, and I bought this through the pawn shop for $1.20. That's what I got invested in it. Yeah, it's not working, not functioning, but the parts, all these parts right here, except for the anvil, all this is usable. I can repair another one. So, oh my God, I haven't. It's been a couple years, probably 2 years since I bought one. They have doubled or more in price. So, gee, Christmas. Yeah, if you look, there's more than 3. There's like 4 or 5 gears. So this is trash. You know, you take a chance sometimes buying used, and you run into something like this. And I'm not blaming the pawn shop, because they've been really good to me, and I can't say, I'm not even going to back and ask for my money back, because they gave me a good deal on what I bought. So I'm not going to do that to them. They treat me very well. So this is just a learning experience. I was just shocked in the cost of the rebuild kits. I've been out of the market for rebuild kits. I haven't bought one, I'm pretty sure, in a couple years, 2 years. So, I know for a fact I can buy these at the flea market under 10 bucks. Most of the time I get them for 5 or under. So it's a good ratchet, it's well made, and someone's gonna say that it's someone will say Craftsman, it's junk. Ladies and gentlemen, that is someone put a pry bar, a piece of pipe on the end of it, and torqued the hell out of it. You know, these things, I've seen some videos where people are putting almost 300 foot-pounds of torque before they break. The average man cannot do this. I've only met one man in my life that could probably break a ratchet, and he was bench pressing 505, repping it. So, yeah, this is not an average individual. The average individual's got more beer gut than they got arm. So that right there is just someone misusing the tool. But I'm going to keep the parts, not a problem. I mean, I'm not, it's obviously what they're showing online. I got $20 worth of spare parts there. I'm going to set these aside. Actually, probably what I'm going to wind up doing is putting it all back together and just marking it spare parts. Let's see if I can get this. Oops. Well, there's one sliver, or is there 2 in there? Yeah, there's 2 pieces of, so you can see the slivers of metal. That's sheared. That's been sheared off. Somebody used a lot of torque. That's not normal wear and tear right there. All right, video's getting long. Sorry guys, I don't know how to make a good video. There we go, newer version, kind of like a paper chip. I think this has an O-ring on it. Yeah, it's dry and dirty. Does this have an O-ring right here? Yeah, there's O-ring. I want to get this O-ring off because I don't want carburetor cleaner on that O-ring. That will definitely screw up the O-ring. Is there another one on this side? Yep, there we go. Actually well made. I mean, I don't mind these little ratchets like this. What is that? 90 tooth? It's probably 90 tooth. Now, there's a spring. There it is. Man, this one's tiny. Look at that. Look how little that booger is. And it fits in that slot. Oh, don't lose that spring. And then this fits, see, this fits in there. The spring goes on the back of that. Hang on, I'll show you. Trying to see, there's a little round tab. It goes underneath that fork, turns it left and right. See? And that spring goes behind that paw. Now, can this come out? Is there a way this comes out? Because I believe there's another ball bearing behind this piece. Yeah, there it goes. Hang on a second. I got to push the plastic out, this little piece. This is a, well, I'm sorry, it's not plastic, it's pot metal. Now, there's another hang on. There's another pin right here. I don't know if it's stuck in. It shouldn't. There it goes. See? Now, same thing I'm going to do here. I'm going to put the ball bearing and spring on the magnet so I don't lose it. I got the O-ring set aside. You can see how dirty this is. I kind of like these, even though they're Chinese made. They're not bad ratchets. Damn sure better than the Cobalt made ones. What I'll do is I'll clean this real good, polish it up the best I can get it, make it real nice and smooth, make everything, and make this to be a very good working ratchet. I'm almost there now. See? But I'll clean it up really nice with the fiber wheel. What I want to do is get all the trash out of that groove so when that clip goes back in there, this clip, sits nice and smooth in there. And yes, I use carburetor cleaner. Somebody's going to ask what type of cleaner I use. I use carburetor cleaner. Cheap old Walmart stuff. Been buying it by the case for decades. Yeah, that's going to clean up really nice. Yeah. Some people call this potato chip. It's a real thin piece of metal. Some people don't like this style. They make a newer version, another version, I mean the older one, that, see, it's just a thin piece of metal, but there's no pressure on this. Nothing, there's no force to this. The force is on the gear and the pawl when you're using it. If you're pressing down on this, trying to push down, yeah, I can see where this might pop out, but you're using it like this, you're leveraging it. Duh. Anyways, I had gripe when people complain about how things cheaply made. Some things are, I'll give you credit there, some things are cheaply made, but some things are well designed. Even this Chinese made, I kind of like this ratchet. I like this style. Now I'm going to put this on a fine wire wheel and clean the teeth up real good and look at them real closely to make sure I'm not missing something. Now I'm going to clean up where the O-ring's set and make sure there's not anything here that will hurt the O-ring. I don't think there is, but I'm going to look at it closer. This one I'll just clean it with a little brass brush and some carburetor cleaner. Make sure it's in good A1 condition. I might even polish this a little bit. I can see some black marking there. Huh, wonder what that's from. Wonder if that's just dirt. I think I might just polish this piece up a little bit with the Dremel. All right, let me clean this up. We'll be right back. I'm gonna put this on the wire wheel here. My camera's turning yellow again. All right, guys. I'm gonna use this fiber wheel. And it's plastic. It's like a sanding wheel. I think this is 220 or 120 grit, but I'm gonna clean the groove where the O-ring sits. So you can see the inside. In the very bottom down here is where the O-ring sits, so I tried to get that clean. Here's where the E-clip rides. Got that good and clean. Just anywhere where metal to metal, and then of course down around here is where the shoulder, this rides. The O-ring rides on that, see? And I just want it really smooth, which now you can feel. Sorry, you can't, but I can feel it's really nice. Fits good, everything fits together, and then just smooth this up. I guess 72 tooth, because it has a 7-2 there. I'm thinking 72 tooth. I thought it was more, but I don't know. I was thinking around 90 tooth. But I think what I'll do before going any further, I'm just going to throw a light polish on this real quick. Nothing's fancy. Give it a good... I'm not going to do a high polish on this. It's going to be a working tool. I don't know, I might take this to work. I might wind up using it. Not as... I've got a oh, hang on, a proto I like using at work. It's my go-to. It's one I use all the time. So yeah, let's just throw a light polish on, see what it looks like. All right, all I'm gonna do, probably going about this backwards. I'm gonna use this 2000 grit wheel, and then I'm gonna go over and hit the cotton wheel, see what it looks like. All right, now I'm going to hit on the cotton wheel. I'll put some, can't remember what this stuff's called. Anyways, Harbor Freight, cheap stuff, media, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to put on the dry wheel. So let's do that. Alright, I cleaned the gaskets or the O-rings with just a little water, and now I'm putting a little 3-in-1 oil on it. Red Label. I don't think it'll hurt the O-rings. If it does, oh well, what the hell. Nobody gonna die from it. Alright. Now, first things first, let me get my little pin and my other little spring, separate them so I don't lose them. Now, I think this model probably was supposed to use oil because the tolerances are pretty tight, but I am going to use a little grease. Guys, it's your tools, your rules, do what you want. I'm using this Mobile One grease because that's what I use at work. We've used it for everything, and that's what I'm using here. You do not have to do as I do. Don't do as I do. If you find something you like, do it your way. Now, what I'm doing here, since this is metal, I'm putting a real fine slather of grease right there where the metal touches. Anywhere metal touches, I'm putting a fine slather of grease there. Now, see how that pin sits out? I gotta get this in there. Wonder. Now what I gotta do is press that bearing down, spring down, and get it behind this just like that. See? I hope I got it in video. Sorry if I didn't. Now we'll do the same thing. Where this sets, put a little bit of grease. Where it touches, not a lot. I don't want. It doesn't need to be a lot because I think this area is pretty tight, and I think the reason the O-rings are on there is for the oil. Now, that's in there. Yeah. See how that little slot, that little pin on this pawl fits in that slot? I screwed up. Sorry, I screwed up. The spring goes on the back side of this. Hang on, I gotta clean my fingers. Had grease on the end of my fingers. What I want to show you, in the bottom of this little black selector switch is a hole, and that's where this tiny little spring goes. See? I forgot to put that in. I wanted to show you guys. Yeah. Then you put, oops. Before I put that, let me grease this a little bit, because I have to put this in almost immediately after. I'm not putting a lot on here. O-ring has oil there, O-ring has oil there, and I'm just going to leave it like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and put the O-ring on here. Let's put the O-ring in this groove. See? O-ring right there in this groove. And then the O-ring on this back side. Fingers are getting greasy again. Now let me slide this. Push that against that spring. How come? I don't know why I'm having difficulty. Is that spring pushing out on that? Or am I holding my mouth wrong? I think I'm holding my mouth wrong. It's kind of a little complicated because underneath this you got that spring with the pin, then inside this you got a spring, and then this rides on top of that spring, and then you have this little pin, and this piece of metal here selects it left and right. See? Moves that paw. God, I hope I got this on video. Well, I wasn't paying attention how I was shooting it. And then this just goes on there. This is, either way, it's reversed. You can see where the O-ring was. I mean the O-ring. You can see where the E-clip was. Only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of grease here where it kind of touches maybe the metal. clean this up real good, got all the dirt off of it. Should, yeah, my little pliers aren't strong enough. Center that perfectly. Switches left and right, just fine. Oh yeah, smooth. Almost can't hear it. Wait a second, why is it sticking there? Hang on, let me get a socket on it. Uh-oh, I got a problem. I've done something wrong. Uh-oh, I got it together wrong, because it's not going in that direction like it should. Uh-oh, got something wrong. Well, that stinks. Let's see what I've done wrong. Boy, it comes apart a lot easier when it's clean. What is the problem here? Did the spring come out of place? Sure enough, my spring is bent. God darn it, how did I do that? I screwed up this ratchet, bend the spring back. I think the spring came out of the hole when I put it together. Oh, come on. Get the spring in the hole and then it sticks on my well, why don't you go what am I doing wrong here? Can't get it. I need a tiny light. Well, that just shot out. Oh, it's seriously harder to do than I thought. I don't want to bend that spring again. Now, are you straight in there, or are you moving again? That's what I put when I put it together the first time. I bent the spring down. That's what I did. Now I can finish what I was doing. Boy, this video is going to suck. I'll leave that in the video. I don't edit my videos very well. I suck at editing, so I show every screw up. Nobody's going to die from it if my video is not perfect. There's an editing software I use. It's actually not bad software. I just don't know how to use the capabilities it has. DaVinci Resolve is the editing software I use, and there's more to it than I can ever figure out. Now, why don't you want to fit in? There it goes. I didn't have it pressed down hard enough. I am having difficulty. Sorry, guys. Now, why does it keep wanting to come up? There. Oh, I'm pressing down on the back side of it when I'm trying to adjust the clip. Stupid. Nope. Nope. I'm not wanting to bend. I'm not forcing it. I've got that spring. Something's causing. Yep, it went sideways again. Did I bend the spring? Nope, spring's not bent. O-rings on there, O-rings on there. What is wrong with this picture? What am I doing wrong? Oh, I'm wondering if I'm pushing it out when I'm trying to put the clip in there. Maybe that's what I'm doing. Oh, come on. Yeah, this video is going to take longer than I thought. Yeah, I just felt me pushing with my finger on the back side of it. Why is it so tight? There it goes. There, selector switch moves left and right. But now I'm stuck. No. That's what it is. I'm not, you can't just turn the anvil. It's a little stiff. There, it works. Huh. Okay. And I had it together. I think what I was doing when I was trying to put the clip on, I was pushing on this and it was pushing the assembly back out. Boy, and that detent does not want to come off unless you push. That detent holds good. You literally have to release it. It does not want to come off. Oh well. All right, let me clean up my mess here. Well, you know what? I probably ought to just quickly throw this thing together just as it is. I'm not even going to bother doing much to it. Let's just do this. Sorry guys. Video's gonna suck, but what the heck. I'm gonna put this together and I'm gonna put a piece of tape on it, junk ratchet, bad paw or something like that on it. That way when I find a junk one somewhere, one that's rusted or bad shape of some way, put some grease on that spring. Ball bearing there. I'm going to use a hairpin, a bobby pin, put it together. Just compress the spring. Oh, don't come out. Compress the spring and come on. Just drop down in there, pull that out. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put this together, dirt and all. Now I'm not going to clean it. I know somebody's going to ask why I don't clean it, because it's junk. And when I go to find a good part, I'll clean it up then. I should have hit the other pawn shop today. I only hit the one. I thought, when I saw this one, I thought, yeah, that's good. And when I played with it in the shop, it seemed to hesitate a little bit. I didn't think much about it. Now I know why. It had a broken part in it. Just move the paw about halfway, drop that down in there, set that on top. Well, before I set that on top, I probably ought to put the clip on there, huh? Oh, come on. Should have cleaned the dirt out of it, but what the heck. Come on. Go down. You can hear the crusties in there. Said I'm not worried about it. It's junk, so I don't care. I mean, it'll work. I could probably sell it as, you know, as a usable ratchet, but I'm not going to do that to anybody. I know it doesn't work, or it's not in mint condition. All right, put all my tools away in my little tool cart here, and let's say oh heck, I use this mother's wax. It's a cleaner wax too. I got oily fingerprints all over it. And it's not the best polished job I've done. It's just, I just hit it lightly. But I got a good ratchet out of it. I mean, for $1.20, $1.25, or $1.15, whatever I got in it, it's a good ratchet. I know it's Chinese made, but don't expect this to be used every day in the shop. This is something that's going to see little use. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Took it apart, cleaned it, had difficulties, screwed it up a couple times, and it's not, I should have done a better job of polishing it. Oh well, it's clean, it's usable. I like it. I like the handle on it, smooth. Of course, this one's junk, broken parts in it, but I'll mark it for salvage. Oh, there's a piece of metal right there. I'll mark it for salvage. Put in there, it's got a bad anvil. And I did look online, there's a guy that has an anvil, wants 20 bucks for it. I'm not paying 20 bucks for something I can usually get locally for less than $10. There's no reason to buy a part. Now, I could see if one of you guys out there have one of your dads or grandpas that you want to bring back to a good usable condition, you can buy a rebuild kit and rebuild one of these, and they're excellent ratchets. There's nothing wrong with them. They are older issue, but use-wise, yeah, you could use it. I just don't, for me, it's not worth it to buy the part. That's all there is to it. It's just not worth it for me. I'll just find a used one for $5 that's rusty and bad shape on the outside, and just take the anvil off, and then I'll have a nice ratchet. All right, guys. Give me thumbs up, thumbs down. Tell me what you think. This video kind of sucks. Sorry. I was trying. Yeah. Subscribe if you like. Y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy it.